Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, and today I am going to be doing the August 2022 Tarot and Oracle card reading for air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you have air, if you've had your charts done and there's air in the chart, which is the elemental balance, the positive aspects of air are going to be the guides and messages from source, and the challenges will be with the lower energy of the air on the charts. Otherwise, you can just go by what sign are you aligned with, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So, the way I read is I have a guide for the week, guide or guardian for the week. Then there is a message from source, and then there is a lesson or challenge for that week from the tarot. And August has 5 weeks, so we will be working off of 5 for this week, or this month. It's been a long week. So today, your first week of August 2022 for air signs is the Blessings and Abundance card. And this is really bringing forward the energy that looking around where you're at this moment in time and seeing the things that are your blessings and your abundance. And abundance is not always financial. That's the one thing that the guides really are hammering with this one, is abundance is the house that you're living in, the apartment you're living in, the car that you're driving, the bike that you're riding, the family, the health, the job, all of that. Those are all aspects of abundance, because you can't have abundance and be in a state of lack. And what the angels are trying to say this first week is really understanding where you're at, seeing what you really do have. Yes, you may not have the most perfect vehicle, but it gets you from point A to point B and doesn't cost a fortune. So there's things like that that are the little aspects of abundance, and those are all forms of blessings. So this first week is really look at your blessings, look at the abundance that you have, and be grateful for it. The angels are being very clear that they want the gratitude to start to flow, because we've been really, the world as a whole, especially if you watch the news, has been really frustrated lately. And this is a way for us to get away from that, is to start looking at the things that we're grateful for, the things that we've been blessed with, and the abundance that we have. So, your message from Source is fire, the Solaris Sublime. We live in a dualistic world. Bringing light and dark into balance and being real with our humanness can allow us to reach joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we are, we can extend more of this love and have great compassion for others. This painting portrays the balanced dance of creation. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one another. In this place of coalescence, both sides fuse into oneness, not just as a re-emerging with the universe, but as an alchemical process of becoming the empowered creative force we are. So the message from Source is, as you're going through and you're looking at your balance, your blessings, and your abundance, it's a way to really see the balance in your life, because we always put so much effort and energy into the things that we don't have that we kind of forget to be happy and grateful and thankful for the things that we have. So if we shift that energy of lacking, want, and I don't have it type of energy into a point of look at what I have, look where I'm headed, and so you can bring that into a more positive aspect versus I don't have it, therefore. But if you say look what I've got, look where I'm going, it makes it into more positive energy. So the message from Source is find ways to change your views of things that you don't have into ways of moving forward towards it. And the more positive energy you put into that, the faster you can manifest those into the real world. So your challenge or lesson from the tarot is the 10 of Spring. Ask for help from others. All work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. So this is a reminder from the angels, or from the fairies, sorry, not the angels, to have fun. We work and we work and we work and we work. We come home, we work, and it's always doing something. Whether it's lawn chores, it's house chores, you go to your job, you drive home, there's work, there's dinner to cook, there's all of these things, the responsibilities. And what your challenge is for this first week, air signs, is to find time to enjoy yourself. If it's playing a video game, then play the video game. If it's playing a board game with your friends, play board game with your friends. If it's, I don't want to cook tonight, go out to dinner. You know, obviously within financial balance, but it's just finding ways to enjoy life this week. And that is a challenge at times, but that's a challenge that you have for this first week of August, is find the time to not be so busy. Find the time to enjoy life again. So we'll move into the second week of August of 2022 for air signs. And your guide for this week is manifestation. So this guide is coming forward again to help, or not again, it's coming forward. Your first week was finding gratitude with the blessings and abundance that you have, and this week is all about setting your intentions, setting those long-term goals, getting the stuff moving that you've been wanting to work on, but you haven't quite brought it into a finalized seed concept. And this week is about bringing those ideas, thoughts, and ponderings into a more solid state, so you can actually start to focus on moving towards those manifested abilities, talents, and skills. So let's look at what the message from Source has. It is endless opportunities. It's wonderful to have the freedom to choose. However, sometimes indecision can be suffocating. So get into your body and let your gut feeling guide your way. You have the options and opportunities, but you may not have realized it. The universe wants to give you what you want. It's all there, so reach out wholeheartedly and choose. While you sit on the fence, your experiences are diluted or confused. We live in a time of choice. Sometimes reason and limitation direct our choices, and we feel unfulfilled as a result. Choose life from a place of the heart, compassion, and integrity, and you can't go wrong. So you're working with the angels of manifestation this second week, and it's all about making choices and decisions. Because a lot of the stuff that you've been thinking about, pondering over, kind of poking at, like, do I want to set this intention? Do I want to start working towards this goal? You have a lot of opportunities. You have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that kind of swirl around in your head, especially when it comes to employment, to vacations, to how am I going to handle all of this. What this card is really saying is work with the angels of manifestation and bring yourself into an aligned state for 3 or 4 of those goals, and set them up so that they are goals for the end of this year, which would be December. So start really setting the intentions that over the next 4 months, 5 months, that you're really going to go forward with these projects. That way you can start to put your energy into something physical and actually start bringing it into a manifested state. So your challenge, or your lesson from the tarot, is the King of Summer. Honorable, devoted, mature, and warm-hearted. A romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, and getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. So, you've been working on manifesting, and you're trying to pick those things that are, like, what are the things you really want? This card is saying the challenge for you is also going to be reaching out to others to find out, I have all these options, can you help me focus on them for a second? And this card is saying a romantic partner, so probably your spouse or a really close friend is going to be the one that can help you, because they know you well enough to help sort through a lot of this thought patterns and these, big ideas, and how do I bring them into something simple that I can make as an intention, as like a mantra or vision board. And it's the advice that they're going to give you is going to come from their heart. If you ask it in an honest state of what do you think, or how should I go about this, being honest with yourself and with them, then their response to you will be divinely guided, and it will come from their heart. And this is all about getting into that creative flow. The card says cultural. It could be cultural, but a lot of what the angels are saying anyway, is that this is about building your creativity, really tapping in to your creative skills. Air tends towards the intellectual and logical if they're not being too flighty, and this is something that you have to work out of, because logic and reason does not always work with creativity and art, but this is something that you can work on and build on that. So let's look at the third week of August. It is clear cancel, and release. So these angels are the angels of getting rid of the stuff that's not working, the overthinking, the I have to do it right, this is the book answer, I have to do it by the book. This is about separating some of this stuff out, taking the parts that work, and when I say work, it's not just what makes you feel good, it's the stuff that's functionally working. Like when you to get an instruction manual, there's a bazillion ways to do stuff, and there are steps. But there's some of the steps that are redundancies, and so you can, as you progress in your knowledge, you can literally step over those because it's a repeated step that you do like 3 times before you actually go to the next one. So there's ways to start to work through that. You're clearing, you're canceling old emotional contracts. You're canceling the old energy. You're releasing yourself from the burden of your past. That doesn't mean you're going to forget the lessons, but you're letting go of the energetic drain that it is building. So the angels for this 3rd week are very much about helping you find a new path that is clear of stress, anxiety, and frustration, but by letting go of your past, letting go of the things that aren't serving you. Again, you're not forgetting the past, you're letting go of the emotional connection and emotional charge so that you can move forward in a healthy way. So your message from Source is the Lumen Essence. When we journey through life from our hearts, it illuminates the darkness, illusions drop away, and we see what is real. Consider the parts of yourself you may not be accepting. You may be experiencing inner dissonance due to what you were trying to push away. This card is about self-love, deep compassion, and unconditional love that brings you into wholeness. Lumen essence means the essence of light. Nothing shines like a heart emanating with love. You can shine through the shadows most gracefully when there is no fear. Accept all of your shade and allow more light and love inside and out into the world. So your angels that are coming forward are helping you clear, cancel, release the stuff that's not working. And it's because when you get rid of all of that drudgery, it allows you to shine. It allows you to be more who you are. And your heart chakra, if it gets kind of plugged up with those past emotions and past relationships and all those I coulda, shoulda, wouldas, you start to dim your light. You start to dim who you are. And so Source is really saying, I'm sending you angels for this 3rd week of August to clear that stuff out. Work on that. So this is a time of deep release. It can be very emotional, and so if you have someone close to you that can help you, a spiritual counselor or guide or something like that, or sometimes it's just a really close friend can help you work through a lot of this, and that's what is coming forward that would be the best offer for you. You have your spiritual support team with your angels, guides, and guardians, but also have a physical person that you can bounce ideas off of, because between the 2 groups, you'll see a huge amount of release and growth. So your lesson from the tarot for this 3rd week of August is the 9 of Autumn. Reward yourself for hard work, being happy and successful, self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So as you're going through this clearing process, you may have a really hard time being alone because you're doing self-reflection. Self-reflection can be very difficult because you have to look at yourself in a deep and meaningful way that doesn't always feel nice. But the challenge for you is to know when to be with people and when to be alone and to process that alone time. It's also a time to give yourself that self-care. That rewarding yourself could be having a nice dinner alone. It could be having, if you're into things like this, the self-care of a bubble bath, relaxing music, taking time to meditate where it's not your normal schedule, but just something that is for you to help you and to make you feel better. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for this 3rd week because you're doing a lot of inner work, and so you're going to not want to be alone because of what could come up. But the card's saying, no, that's healthy to be alone while you're processing this. To do your group stuff, but also take the time to feel and work through those emotions on your own as well. So, for the 4th week, it's Transformation. Very vibrant card. And the angels that are coming forward with this is you've done a bunch of clearing, you've set some manifestations, you've cleared out some of the stuff that's not working, and this 4th week is like, okay, you've done step A, B, and C, let's really pump it up because you're coming out of your cocoon at this point. You're being reborn, and that is a transformative time. Can't talk today. And that's this fourth week. The guides are coming forward, are saying, let's do this. You've done a bunch of the prep work. You've worked through a lot of your issues. You've worked through some of the past. You've set some amazing intentions. Let's manifest. Let's do this to the next level. So you're really working with angels of action at this point. And let's look at your message from Source. It is life force energy. Reveal the bliss of being alive. This card is packed with luminous life force energy for optimal health and healing. As much as possible, seek joy and upliftment in everything you do. Consider the foods you eat, the environments you spend your time in, the people in your life, and what you wear. Increase your awareness of how things come to be in your world and the energetic resonance. You may be inspired to work with healing energies with the land, perhaps grow a garden. You are encouraged to joyously make life a piece of Eden. As a result, you will shine. So you're transforming. You've been going through all of this work, and this month has been a little heavy with the work. But this fourth week is you have angels of transformation. The message from Source is step into the flow of life again. Reconnect. Take a course on energy healing. Go to an energy healer. Get stuff realigned. Really tap in to this energy of being vibrant and alive again. Because, day-to-day life will wear us down, and this fourth week is like, you still have day-to-day life, but you can make it so much more. You can make it so much more vibrant, so much more alive. And so you have angels of transformation coming forward saying, it is time to really step into the force of life. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed. And we can get too logical, and then it becomes analytical, and then it's like chemical processes, and that's not, it's fun for some people, don't get me wrong, but that's not enjoying life. So enjoying life is what this fourth week's message is about. So your challenge or your lesson from Source, and I laugh because I glanced at the card, is a life lesson card. It's your major arcana, and that is the balance card. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. So you've got an interesting dichotomy of energies coming forward, because you have the transformation angels, which are all about let's do this, let's get moving. Your message from Source is enjoy life. Tap into the fun and the pleasure and do things that are healing for you, but you're also enjoying it. And the lesson is finding balance. So you're building all of this energy, you're clearing stuff out, your day-to-day life is, you're starting to shake things up a little bit, but the message or the lesson is don't overdo it. Bring it into a balanced state. We've had too much of work, effort, energy expended, and no fun. So bring it more into this balanced point where you can enjoy life again. And that's what they're talking about, is not so much going gung-ho and throwing it all out the window, but finding the balance so that you can start really living and enjoying life. You work to live, not live to work, and that's where the balance has to be switched around again, because life has become you work or you live to work, and work's supposed to be a tool to help you live. So the balance is about finding that new balance again. So your message or your guide or guardian for the fifth week of August is divine timing. So you've done all the things, you've done all the clearing out, and you've set your intentions, and you're learning to transform who and what you are into this higher frequency. And the angels coming forward for this fifth week are saying it's all going to happen in the right time, because the angels of transformation can get us really fired up, and then we're just gung-ho and we're starting to move faster than we probably should. And these angels are coming in saying, it's cool, you're doing the work, you're doing the things, you're setting your intentions, you're setting your goals, but don't overshoot yourself. If you go too far too fast, especially when you're first starting out on a path, it can burn you out really, really quickly, and then you're going to not want to have anything to do with it anymore, or you're going to be one of those, it doesn't work for me, because divine timing is not our timing, and sometimes we're missing a part of our puzzle, and God Source Energy sees that. And so the angels coming forward are saying, keep following your intuition, but don't overshoot what you're doing. Work within the bounds of where you're at now. Take the next step. The universe will always show you the next step, but it's not going to show you steps 6, 7, and 8. So if you're trying to jump to 6, 7, and 8, you're missing a couple in between. And so the angels coming forward for this week are very much about stay balanced, stay in the pattern, keep in the flow, and stay focused on the end goal. The steps will fall into place as long as we keep our intentions clear. So your message from Source is actually the polar opposite energy of you air signs, and that is Earth. So Earth's nurture and nature. No one can hold you the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and transmuter of dense energy. She takes in your out-breath and can transform your woes if you allow yourself to surrender or to lie in the grassy arms or be embraced by the branches. All experiences, those categorized as good or bad, are part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Trying to suppress or control will bring you out of your harmony. Sorry. Nature is all around you. Notice her when you feel like no one else can hold you. She always will. So your divine timing is really about finding your new balance and regrounding. Air signs tend to want to be up in their heads continuously. They're either being a little bit spacey, which is the less positive aspects of air signs, or they're so logical and so by the book that they're almost obnoxious to be around. This is saying ground, bring yourself back into your body. Don't just stay up in here. Come down into your body. We are here to have physical experiences in life. Everything happens in divine timing, and part of that is to reground and stay focused on the things that are important. Your family, yourself, building that relationship with Source. The job's there to pay for all that stuff, basically. But don't put so much effort into always working, because you will miss stuff that's going on with your home life as well. And that's something that is a little more difficult to try to explain or try to understand, but it is something to work towards. So that's an intention you can set for down the road, a long-term one where you can try to work into something that's better. So your message from the tarot, or your challenge, or your lesson, I should say, is another life lesson card, the major arcana of the Hermit. Find or be a mentor, take a break from society, and a commitment to your spiritual growth. So this month has been all about changing, transforming, and growth for you, air signs. And the end of the month, the last week, is divine timing, grounding, and taking the time to be alone and heal. Being a hermit used to be a thing that you would do as an elder to try to build that connection. You became wise. It was a wise person that was usually a hermit. And it was because they had done the life of chaos usually, but not always. A lot of the times the hermits were those who were really focused on their spirituality to the neglect of all else. And so what this last week's talking about is, with divine timing, we have to find the grounding, but we also need to find the spirituality, which brings everything back into that balanced state. So this 5th week is really about tapping into that energy of finding the balance again and keeping grounded. The month has been a little bit chaotic with ups and downs and clearing it out and healing and transforming and moving forward. But the final week is, okay, now you've gotten that out of your system. Let's come into a new balance. Let's find a new place. And you can do that through a lot of the times being in a more quiet situation, finding a new spiritual path, or maybe enhancing the one that you have, and just finding that new grounding point. Because as you shake your life up, your grounding point's going to change. And that's what the whole purpose of this is. So, hopefully that resonates with you guys. And if you like the video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe if you appreciate what I've got going on here, and if you want to leave a comment, and I do read them and I do appreciate them, just be respectful, even if it's criticism. I'm okay with criticism, because that's how we all grow, is to find out what we're not doing correct. So I will talk to you guys in a future video, and have an awesome August.